Hey folks, what's up? Welcome to the On the Landscape YouTube channel. Today we're going to install or show kind of the basics of a putting green installation brought to you by Site One, the place to get all of your landscape outdoor supplies, the one-stop shop. We order a lot of stuff through Site One and we love it. All of our hardscape material comes from Site One. A huge amount of our softscape material, plants, things like that. This area here, we're going to put a putting green in here, and again with all the supplies from Site One. But we're going to put a putting green in this area. I've been wanting to make this like a micro display area. We're going to put the putting green up in here because it's a small, what we have for an example piece of turf is a small little section. But I got to get all this stuff cleared out. Then we're going to base in, just like we would a normal patio. If you go back in our channel and you'll see some other training on that, and even at the hardscapeacademy.com, lots of resources there for that. Whoa. Floor scrubber is an absolute necessity. Place a little bit of wreck. I had to bring my little camper in here because I haven't got around to winterizing it yet. But here's kind of the concept real quick, is this area is cut in like that. We're going to put this putting green turf in here like that. And then we'll do kind of the display stuff like that. This is gonna be a work in progress, but I got the turf rolled out there, letting it get any wrinkles or anything it had in it. It came with a tube, so it was nice and smooth, and I got it. I rolled it up again, and I got a few little creases in it. So we're just gonna let that iron itself out and get in good shape here. And then my kids tracked on with muddy boots. The place is kind of a wreck right now. Geez. Okay, so here we go. Now in this area, I know what we're gonna end up doing. It's gonna be 10 feet out. If there were turf in here or soil or whatever, we would strip that out and then compact. All of my big equipment is on a monster landscape install. So we've got old trusty here, the Whacker 1550 compactor, and I'm gonna move some of this stuff around too. We're gonna paint this out and go from there. So here we go. Now you see we've got the compaction done here. Did a nice job there. Again, this is all pretty well consolidated, so really no concerns there with that. But the next thing would be, again, if we were on top of soil, we would be putting down a woven, like 6-ounce minimum geotextile fabric. Not to prevent weeds, that's not what we do that for. We do that to for additional stability and strength. So what that does is bridge any weak spots in the soil and stuff like that. It's like 10 cents a square foot, super cheap insurance to just make the project that much stronger. So we would do that. Now we're gonna set grade here. We're gonna figure out what the top of our base needs to be. We're going to use 2 different base materials for this. We're going to bring up the bulk of this with a 3/4 minus crush aggregate in the south. We call it Crusher Run. Up here, went ahead and set our laser here to, first I set it at our rat guard here on the building. I intentionally set it 1 inch high. Cool. If you don't know how to use a laser, you definitely want to get one. Get a receiver with a great big kind of receiving window like that, and the screen, because it'll tell you exactly how off you are, all that kind of stuff. Totally awesome. All right, let's go get some material here and start getting this filled up. Now what we're gonna do is rake this around. I really miss having my excavator here, because that's the way to really do this, is having an excavator like a ditching bucket on it. We have a tilt rotator with a grading bucket on it, and you can really just get this perfect and do very little handwork. We're all about doing very little handwork. This is the other thing too, this tool cage, we're gonna be making a few of them over the winter, like actually proper. But this is the way to really get all your stuff around. And we've got another one on job site, but we've got levels and squares and all sorts of stuff. And I can't say enough of how this is the way to go. So you want to just move, because now the skid steer just picks this up, sets it on a truck, and all your tools are with you. Okay, that being said, we're gonna rake this out a little bit. Here we go. Have the second lift, or third, I don't know now, done. The reliable HD camera here got cold and said it was done. Went through and made a couple marks. Generally, you know, we'll paint offset markers, right? So it'd be, if we're far enough off something, it'd be, you know, this is 3 foot off the building, but the buildings are offset kind of deal. Out here we would go, you know, 6 foot or 3 foot or 2 foot, whatever the standard offset is for the project. And that way we always have the mark out there, so we can measure in and remark, or string line, or now we have the total station. So in this section here, you're gonna see I've got the screed bars in there. I'm gonna set them with the laser. We're gonna set this pretty much flat. Larger areas we would set it a slope. I might still put it at a 1/2 inch drop this direction, but you'll see in this time lapse now how I'm gonna do this and how I'll set these screed bars with the laser. But essentially with that little bit of pilings on there, and again at hardscapeacademy.com you can find way more stuff, but you can see we're 2 inches, 1.5 inches off there. So we'll set the screed bar to that, pull it up slowly, and get it set, and then screed it off and run the compactor around and all that. So here we go. Went around with the laser and checked everything, and for demonstration's sake tonight, everything's pretty good. My base material is an 1/8 of an inch low. My screed bar is a 1/4 inch high. And it's been a long time since I've done this with screenings. I forgot how frustrating this stuff is to work with. Again, this is a limestone. It's like 1/4 inch minus. You see this stuff here. You don't want to use this for pavers because it holds moisture, and we don't want that right up against pavers. But for turf, this artificial turf, whatever is fine. We're gonna pull these screed bars up, fill the voids, run a compactor over them one more time, and then we're gonna lay our artificial or synthetic turf out and see where it goes. So this will be cool. I'm gonna start to trim this out, round the corners off a little bit. That's not too bad. I got to get a so the idea is I'm going to shape this thing like a kind of slight kidney bean. So I'm going to round that corner off. I'm going to kind of shortcut across here, same thing there, and I'm going to swoop in across here and make a just kind of nice little kidney bean, put maybe a hole at each end of it, and be good. So, and then we're going to sweep in a little bit of silica sand into it and be in awesome shape. Yo, day 2 getting out here. I'm going to trace out my curvature here. Again, kidney bean out, kidney bean shape here, right? So I went and bought a bunch of different types. I needed 10 snips anyways, about some Junko 10 snips there. And some different types of shears, just see what kind of cuts. I'm gonna do a little test on that there, just see what cuts best on this material. We'll do a little test. And then we're gonna trace this thing out. So here we go. Here we are, got the cups in. You saw in time lapse there as we're talking. I got a few trims here to kind of trim this up and make the corners. I like that radius, did a nice job on that. Just a couple transitions, a little rough. Need the scissors on that a little bit. And I made a mark. I wanted to come in farther and then I decided not to. I don't know. But next thing, we're gonna take nails and you actually nail this down. You run a bunch of nails in here, and then we're gonna put some non-angular sand. There's specific sands for this. Consult with Site One. They'll tell you specifically what you need. You want a non-angular sand, from what I recall from the first one of these we did a long time ago. And the reason you want angular sand, because generally you do want angular sand on most any other hardscape element, but angular sand can actually cut and rip and all that on your grass fibers as you walk over them and wear your turf out prematurely. So you don't want that. We're gonna nail this in and then throw some sand over here. The nails I have had too big a head on them and it'd leave too much of a mark. So my air nailer, framing nailer's got smaller heads on them. And again, this is a rough guide and we're learning together with you on this, I think. So if you have input, leave a comment, would you? But I'm using my air nailer and we're gonna stitch it too. We're gonna put them in at an angle. So I'm gonna let that build up the pressure, and here goes Danger Bro 19 YouTube channel. Now, if I were doing this on the regular, I would have like a battery framing gun. So we'll see how this works here. Make sure we're all right. So most of those holes and divots should naturalize out. Yeah, so a little less aggressive tip on there would help too. So okay, so here we go. Now, depending on what type of situation and turf type you have, this is, now again, we're just using regular pull filter sand on this because it's a round, smooth silica, not angular. Site One is going to have a specific infill you would want with this, so speak to the manufacturers and all that. But we're just brooming it in, and what that does, it provides some support, and it will change the speed and everything of that. So just make sure you talk with your Site One reps and make sure they know what you're trying to achieve with it, and they'll get you set up with the right infill situation. Now, as a wrap up, which tomorrow we'll do official putting on it. I don't know if this counts, but behind it's going to be a row of plants. That'll be in another video because we're just focusing on this thing today. But you can see how we got that sand worked in there. We probably could stand to top dress it again, but we'll see. So we've got some cups there, but again, available at Site One. And all that. So again, Site One being a total supplier of all your outdoor needs, and this is awesome. So we'll grade this out, we'll get the rest of this filled up. It's gonna be very cool. Here we are at a putt off now. We're going to attempt to putt. Least strokes wins between, I don't know, maybe the whole family, Addison, Zeke, Levi, Mom. All right, Levi, here we go. The pressure is, oh, all right, Levi. Go ahead and put it in, and however many strokes you can. Levi might be the first guy to sink a putt. 2. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. 3, 4. All right, 4. That's the score of 4 there. All right, Addison up now. 1.
Oh wait, Levi, get your ball. Oh, it goaded. Yeah, it went in.
2.
No!
3. Oh, tied with Levi.
Maybe. I swear.
Finally!
All right.
All right.
Zeke. Oh, Zeke, 1 hit. 2. Zeke in the lead at the moment. Mom.
Dad.
Oh, that goes. You know, you're not going again. Oh no.
Ah.
It's all the way over there.
Mom, you only get 1 re-hit, and it counts as a stroke.
What?
So you're already down 1. No mulligans. Well, she had a good line on it. Oh, 2. Now she's tied with Zeke. Can Dad hole in 1
Oh my god.
and beat?
Probably
A lot of
not.
pressure.
All
How
right,
dare you?
everyone back.
I forgot to do that. You're scared.
Yeah, I'm scared.
You're about to
I'm
lose.
scared. What is it? Alter. Nut, 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 nut. Go.
Achoo.
Well, hey, you play golf like every day.
Good job, everybody. I'm glad I beat Mom. Okay,
Is that it? We're done?
that's it, folks.
What?
That's the Great Golf Putt Off.
Oh, long play.
And I'd like to thank our sponsors, Site One.
Me.
Thank you, Site One. We got a lot more landscaping to do around this. It'll be in a whole nother video, but I think you see the fun that can be had with a putting green and with good products from Site One. Talk to your local Site One rep about everything you need for landscape, hardscape, softscape, all of that. So there we go. Lots of fun. Have a great one, folks. We'll see you.